Okay, it's almost 6 o'clock on March the 26th, 2019. I'm heading to downtown Chicago. I think I just passed the Ohio Street feeder ramp. So today's been an interesting day in the news. I still kind of laughing about it, but Jussie Smollett got all of the 16 felony charges, whatever charges they had against him, have been dropped. Meaning the state's attorney completely dropped all the charges against him. So I see this press conference that the Chicago chief of police have with Rahm Emanuel, the Chicago's mayor, where they're pretty pissed off. They're really pretty pissed off. And then Smollett, he gets up there, and his lawyer says, well, I don't know how this happened. His lawyer actually had the audacity to say, well, I don't know why the charges were dropped. And then somebody mentions, well, the two people that attacked him, should they be charged? Oh, well, no, they shouldn't be charged in the media. Think about this. So what happened? How do you have 16 felony accounts of false reporting and all this stuff just dropped like that? Because that's what happened. No charges. The record's been expunged and sealed, mind you. Well, there's a lot of talk. And part of it is because they think, you're not going to hear this as of yet, but part of it they think is the Obamas had something to do with it. Because the Obamas are from Chicago. If this does not tell you that Chicago is a shithole, corrupt, piece of shit city, nothing will. Now, I never knew who Jussie Smollett was. I could give a damn. I could care less if he was gay. I could care. But you know what? When you go around accusing people of committing crimes against you, you really need to be held accountable. Now, here's the problem. If Smollett was white, and he pulled this stunt with, and made this stuff up with black people, because that does happen. I think of a case many, many years ago in the Carolinas. I don't even remember if it was North or South Carolina, of a woman who killed her two children and blamed a black guy for kidnapping and drowning her children. Carjacked her and tried to drown her children in a car when she actually did it. And she blamed some black guy. This stuff happens. People do stupid stuff like that, but they're not celebrities. That's the difference. So you have Jussie Smollett, who is a celebrity, and he's gay, because there is such thing as gay privilege, believe it or not. Because if you're gay and you're black, you get a free pass for just about everything, because you're a minority of a minority, more or less. And in the crazy times that we live in 2019, the year of our Lord, 2019, we live in opposite land, where evil is good and good is evil. So being gay is a new martyrdom. It's a new badge of honor. It's a new, where in the past it was something you kept hidden and it was considered shameful. Not anymore. Now it's like, embrace it, because it's just, I remember when they used to call it an alternative lifestyle. Now it's not that anymore. But what it comes down to is Smollett's an asshole. The evidence is pretty clear. And sure, what he did is he circumvented the justice system completely. You and I, as a common plebeian, would have had to go to court to prove our innocence. All right? We would have to go to court for this. That we wouldn't have been able to afford a fancy lawyer and get our ass out of this, where the charges were completely dropped and expunged. Shit, have you ever tried that with a red light camera, a speeding ticket? Have you ever tried? Have you ever you have to go to court, and usually judges are pretty lenient if you got a good driving record. They give you court supervision for 3 months and you're out the door. Well, let me tell you what Smollett did. He had a $10,000 bond, which he gave to the police department. He gave to the city of Chicago. And he already is committed that he has done community service. He's already served. So he doesn't have to do a damn thing. Mind you, he didn't get a trial. He never even got a trial. So what does this say? What does this say for the city of Chicago? Well, it says that this is one corrupt son of a bitch place in the world. Who the hell wants to live in this? It's look, right now I'm on the corner of Jefferson and I hate coming down here, but I kind of have to do. I hate coming and seeing all these, because everybody walking the street here is in a particular age group. You don't see anybody my age walking the streets here because they're all young and stupid. They don't mind paying high taxes and they think it's cool to live here. It's nothing but concrete and bullshit, honestly. The point I'm trying to make is really, really simple, and it's something that most of us common plebeians know. Unless you have money, unless you're famous, money and fame, power, people that you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know. You can get away with just about anything. And this guy, Jussie Smollett, was not a well-known actor. This put his name on the front page. He's not a household name. I mean, this guy's not a household name. He is now. But this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I actually found it kind of refreshing that the police department and his liberal Rahm Emanuel get out there and basically express their complete displeasure. And I hope that there is something that, I hope the feds look at this. I really do hope the feds look at this, because there's some shady shit here. It is not right when somebody that has to just get off with, they perpetrate something like this, gets media attention across the globe, not just in the country, but the globe, and they walk away with the charges being dropped. Despite, now mind you, there was a grand jury. I don't know if you know how a grand jury works. It's not like being on for a jury trial. Grand jury is picked to hear evidence to decide if something can go to trial. All right? So the grand jury saw plenty of evidence in regards of there should be a trial here. There's a lot of evidence we can charge this guy with. Yeah, there's evidence to charge him with a crime. Go for it. Look at this guy, just makes an illegal left-hand turn on a red light. Damn cabbies down here. I swear to God. I understand road rage better than anybody. I really understand it. It shouldn't be a crime, sadly, because I can understand why people get enraged when they're driving down in this shithole. So, to get back on my point, there's a different set of rules. And let's right now, it's kind of taking a backseat to everything that's going on. But you have a whole bunch of rich people who bought their kids' way into college for extravagant amounts of money because their kids weren't smart enough to make it on their own. Think about this. All right? So now I'm sitting there thinking, well, what's going to happen with these people? They all going to get their asses off too? Really? Now, that's a federal thing, and it's a little harder to fight the feds. But it makes you wonder if they're not going to get off with the slap on the hand. If it was any one of us, common, everyday, working people who really have to fight to make our ends meet, to get a little bit of pleasure, to have enough money at the end of the month to get a little bit of pleasure out of life, whatever it may be. We're the ones that get stuck with the tax burdens. We're the ones stuck with the stupid policies that these people that you elect get into office. We're the ones that have to pay the price for all of society's ills, all the bullshit. We're the ones that pay the price. And it really pisses me off. Now, not many people realize this, but Jussie Smollett lives in Chicago. Let's see how long he's going to live here now. I mean, seriously. Let's see how long he lives here. Because and this guy's going to run around still telling everybody he's innocent. He's a piece of shit. He really is a piece of shit. And it makes me angry because, man, I put myself in a situation like this. Let's say you're falsely accused of something and you have to spend a fortune. I've been on a shit end stick of lawsuit before for no reason, and it was a 3-year long process and never made it to court because I settled out of court. It was with a neighbor, and it was extremely stressful and stupid and unnecessary. And I found an expert in the field of what's called tree law. Believe this or not, there's something called tree law. There's only 2 guys like this in the country. I found one guy locally. He charged $100 an hour. And he came out to my place, looked and says, why did this ever go to court? What kind of lawyer would take this? So the point I try to make with this, as an average person, we are forced to deal with all this bullshit that we shouldn't have to deal with. And it is very upsetting. It's very disconcerting, I should say. That somebody with that what you call celebrity power, celebrity privilege, gay black privilege, I don't know, fame privilege, whatever the hell you want to call it. But this just goes to show you, Cook County is the county that's Chicago more or less takes up most of its boundaries. It's often called Crook County. So you have Crook County State's Attorney who, hopefully, I really do hope the feds look into this and see what kind of shenanigans went down. And I lay money on it that the Obamas probably had a hand in it, because the Obamas, they still have a house here in Chicago, even though they don't live here. Not too far from where I'm at, about maybe 6 miles. About 6 miles due south of exactly where I'm at right now. And I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled some strings. And so you have a whole entire corrupt system here in Chicago. I hate this place. I've said this before. I just absolutely hate it. If it all went underwater tomorrow, I would probably have a party. And does that sound hateful? It probably does. But this is what bothers me. It is not a crime to hate. It's not a crime to hate anybody. Hating somebody or hating some place or something is probably not a good thing. But you don't have the right to tell somebody that they can't hate. And I'm all about freedom. You have the freedom to choose. You have the freedom to love. You have the freedom to hate. Now, hate has got some really negative consequences to it if you let it fester, and I'm well aware of this. But I'm not a fan of urban culture. If I can even coin a phrase. But I've digressed again into a million places. It forces me to, when I'm down here, if you look out the window, it's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, a whole different set of rules when you have fame. And it really is, it really bothers me. It really bothers me that somebody can pull some stupid stunt like this and accuse 2 people of doing something heinous. And you know what? The next time I hear some gay person making up some kind of elaborate story, I'm not going to believe him. I'm not going to believe him. This is MAGA country. Chicago, MAGA country. When you hear something like that, that's a lie. You think any conservative in his right mind is not going to walk out with a MAGA hat out here. There are not even, I never even saw Trump bumper stickers when Trump was running for president here. Now, when I'm out of state, I saw Trump bumper stickers. I saw Trump lawn signs. Not in this state, let alone Chicago. Plenty of Hillary shit, Bernie Sanders shit. I'm still seeing Bernie Sanders and Hillary bumper stickers on people's cars. They're wearing it like as a badge of honor. Oh yeah, but you'll never see a conservative, because you know why? And this is why. You don't want your car vandalized. Because if you park somewhere, like you go grocery shopping and somebody sees a Trump sticker on your car, they're going to vandalize it. Because that's what liberals are. Liberals are, they really are what I would call totalitarian. It doesn't matter if you want to call them fascists or communists, they are totalitarianists. Totalitarianists. And they don't realize that they got all kinds of Nazi and communist ways about them. It's really not about freedom. It's not about freedom of thought and freedom for discourse. It's either it's groupthink. It's mass groupthink. If you don't think like us, we are going to make you pay a price. Well, they can pound sand. They can pound sand. That's all I got to say. Chicago is a shithole, and Jussie Smollett is an asshole.